Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and another Monday mix. Today we have the 20th of January and it is the 20th of January as I record this around about 11 o'clock in the morning to be precise. So I'm going to have to get my skates on to get this video edited and up for the 5 o'clock schedule. But before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel. It does help my channel out immensely, and it also helps the YouTube algorithm by pushing the videos towards people who also collect coins. Right, we'll kick off with the latest issue by the Royal Mint. It is also the current striker run as from today, and it is the George Orwell £2 coin. Now, there's a few people don't like this design. I think it's quite cool, but my first thought when I first saw it, I thought it looks very much like the Gateshead Millennium Bridge. As you can see, you can understand why it is. I mean, the Millennium Bridge is also known as the sort of the blinking eye, but if you see it from above, you can tell that it does look very much like the George Orwell coin. Now, secondly, I've got 5 coins to show you. They're all from one country, but it actually is a country that I don't actually have yet in the world coins, and they're all from Venezuela. They're all nickel-plated steel, and they were actually demonetized on the 31st of December 2011. So the first one is 50 centimos. It's about 20 mil in diameter, so it's roughly about the size of a penny. This was minted at the Royal Canadian Mint in Ottawa, mintage of 260 million. Absolutely huge mintage figure. And on the obverse, we've got the portrait of Simon Bolivar, who was the liberator of Venezuela. And you can see at the bottom of his neck the artist's name, Barrier. That's the coin designer. So that's very nice. That's the 50 centimos. Next up, we've got the 1 Bolivar. Again, we've got the Venezuelan coat of arms. By the way, they're all from 1989, forgot to mention that. So this is a 1 Bolivar coin. Now this is about 23 millimeters in diameter. There's about 3 different mints that made these, but this one was actually done by VDM Metals, which is in Verdal in Germany. Mintage of 370 million. There is also another one that was minted in 600 million. And again, we've got the same obverse, Simon Bolivar. Next up, we've got the 2 Bolivar. This is 27 millimeters in diameter. Again, the coat of arms. And I think you can only tell from which mint it was by the sort of the behind the horse. There's certain lines. Some don't have lines. This one was just only minted at Caracas Mint in Venezuela. Mintage of 395 million. And the 2 other mints had mintages of 200 million and 100 million respectively. And last but not least, we've actually got 2 of the same denomination. This is the 5 Bolivar coin. And I've worked out that this is actually from the Royal Canadian Mint as well. Mintage of 55 million. There is also one from the Royal Canadian Mint of 26 million, which is like proof-like. And there's also one of 100 million, which was done at the Dusseldorf, Germany Mint. I think it's called the Vereinigte Deutsche Nickelwerk or something like that. So that's the first 5 Bolivars, and this is the other one. Now there is some variations on the 5 Bolivars as well, but I couldn't see any differences to either coin, so I think they're both exactly from the same mint. But dead cool. Right, well, next we're going to move on to the number one on this day, and this was by the Pretenders with Brass in Pocket in 1980. It was their second and final week at the top, and their only UK number one to date, although they've had a few top tens, and of course lead singer Chrissie Hynde had another number one with a collaboration with UB40 in their rendition of I Got You Babe, which was originally sung by Sonny and Cher. The Pretenders were formed in 1978, consisting of Chrissie Hynde, lead singer and guitarist, the drummer Martin Chambers, the keyboard and guitarist James Honeyman Scott, and the bassist Peter Farndon. Now, Hynde and Chambers are the only original members left, and they're still touring today, believe it or not, and Hynde is now 73 years of age. Now, just a quick mention on the number 4 in the charts at the same time, as we learned last week that Linda Nolan had passed away after succumbing to cancer. Now, births-wise, the second man to set foot on the moon, Buzz Aldrin, he was born on this day in 1930. Deaths-wise, we had the actress Audrey Hepburn, who passed away on the 20th of January 1993 from films such as Funny Face, Roman Holiday, My Fair Lady, which was like a musical, and Breakfast at Tiffany's, which obviously was a song by Deep Blue Something a few years ago. Now, also passing away on the 20th of January, this time in 1994, was the renowned former Manchester United manager Sir Matt Busby. He was actually knighted in 1968 as Manchester United became the first English club to lift the European Cup. But whisper it quietly, but he used to actually play midfield for both Liverpool and Manchester City in his footballing career between the years 1926 and 1939. Obviously, the war between 39 and 45 curtailed his career. And also we've just recently heard that the last part of the United Trinity, which was Dennis Law, he just passed away on Friday, just gone at the age of 84. Now, over the last two I'm going to mention today, one actually passed away on the 20th of January and one passed away on the 22nd of January. Now, they were both former UK monarchs. George V, he actually died on the 20th of January 1936 after a long illness, but it seems that a form of euthanasia was administered by his physician, Lord Dawson, who injected him with morphine and cocaine to end the king's suffering. And on the 22nd of January 1901, his grandmother, Queen Victoria, died on the 22nd of January 1901. Now, with the Royal Mint actually issued a £5 coin to commemorate the Queen Elizabeth Queen Mother's 125th anniversary of her birth, I'm just wondering if 2026 will see Queen Victoria get a similar coin for 125 years since her death. Anyway, I'm just going to clear the coins away because I've been a little bit busy doing another Blue Peter project. So those two monarchs that I mentioned right at the end, Queen Victoria and George V, it actually ties in quite nicely to the next segment because I am going to be doing a coin hunt with a difference. It's one I haven't actually done before, and it's something I've probably neglected on the pre-decimal side, which gives you an idea. But with regards to the Blue Peter project, this is absolutely huge, and I just hope I can get it all on camera. I'm going to have to zoom out a little tad, I think. Let's get this adjusted right. So this is just a foam board that I got from Hobbycraft. Unfortunately, I've been backwards and forwards to Hobbycraft over the last few days because my first attempt at trying to make one of these boards was a bit of a failed attempt. I think I might put a picture in here. Well, basically, it was one of Emma's old mountain boards, and she used to use it for her TV and film set design, so she wasn't wanting it. So I tried to use some A2 black paper, pasted it on, and of course it started to bubble, and it just didn't work. So anyway, I've got this foam board, which works out better, and some metallic silver pens, and that's how it's all come about. So the board starts at 1860. So this was the first date that the farthings were actually produced in bronze and on a smaller scale, all the way up to 1956, which was the last date that the farthings were minted. They were actually demonetised on the 31st of December 1960. Now the eagle-eyed among you will see that there's no 1870 or 1871. There was no coins minted for that year. Also 1889, there was no coins minted for that year either. And just above, 1877 is missing. Now there was a coin minted that year, but it was only in proof. So if I do find one of those, I'll be ecstatic. Now, as you can see, there's some little letters in some of the boxes. It is just for my own benefit. Now, the V's just stands for variations. For instance, the 1860, I mean, that's just got like different beaded borders or teeth borders. The 1911, that also has the hollow neck and the flat neck variety. Apparently the hollow neck is the more common, and it's the flat neck we'll be looking for. LM, that just stands for low mintage, which is anything from sort of 2 million to anything up to 3 million. The R for rare is anything under 2 million and from 1 million. And the VR, which you can see in the 1875, that is very rare, so that's anything under 1 million. Now 1875 is the lowest minted. It only had 712,700. Whereas 1943 is the highest minted at 33,345,600. So you can probably say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So this is a bit of a nod to Coin Patrol, who does something similar with his penny hunts. Now, with regards to the album, I did pick up one of these. Now, as you can see, it's 1902 to 1936. So I don't have any for the Victorian era. I'm going to have to try and pick one up. So this starts, like I said, from Edward the 7th's reign up to and including 1936, which was when George the 5th passed away. And it says this year during the reign of Edward the 8th, who obviously didn't get crowned. So the albums will be getting looked at first, but I've got a bit of a cheat to start off with, because I do have some farthings. Well, I've only got half a dozen here that didn't have anywhere to go for albums. So I've got one here for 1921. So that is George the 5th. So we'll be able to put that one back down on the board straight away. And also got one for 1922. So I don't have either of those, so they'll be going straight in the album at the end. And we've also got 4 farthings from George the 6th reign, 1942, 1943, and got 1944, and last but not least, this camera's all over the shop, 1950. Now, as you can see, the design on this one is the wren, which was put on the George the 6th and Queen Elizabeth coins. So that's why I've got in the thumbnail, hunt the wren with a question mark, because basically we don't really want them. But similar to what Coin Patrol does, any that doesn't go into the album or that I need for my collection, I probably will be given away. Now, I know Coin Patrol has his dirty mug. I've got a bin there, done that. I'm going to call that the sin bin for any dirty coins. Hopefully we won't need any. And we're going to need some coins, aren't we? So I picked up 100. So I might do some of these on a regular basis. It depends what you guys feel. It's just, like I say, it's just something a little bit different. I'm just going to try and rip this open. You can see I haven't opened it yet. I did take the address label off. I've got some evidence inside as well. Now, the only problem that I've got with the seller, that I did ask him if there was any chance of just having coins from the Victoria, Edward the 7th and the George the 5th, and he says no, they're all mixed. So you'll just get as what I send you. So anyway, we'll just take a few. We'll start as coin control does. So starting off with a Queen Elizabeth 1955, which looks rather polished to me. So that might want be for the sin bin straight away. Another farthing. I hope we're not going to get loads of these. 1952. This is a dark coloured one. 1940. $1939. I think you can see that we're going to be getting loads of these. Either George V, 1925. I think what I might just do is go through them. So 1945. Then we'll put them down on the board as and when. 1942. Ooh, this is a contender for a sin bin. 1945 again. 1939. I hope these aren't just going to be all Wrens. 42. 51. We did say they were all in circulated condition. 46. Oh, got a Queen Victoria one. Whoop. Come on, 1884. So I'm going to put that one straight down there. 51. So another one we might need. 1864. And that is a low minted one, so that is below 3 million. Oh, come on, camera. 1939. So I'll just quickly put these out. Now, as some uncirculated farthings used to get passed off as half sovereigns, between the years 1897 and 1917, they were actually minted with an artificial darkened finish, using acid fumes to sort of darken the coins. But this resulted in various shades, from dark down to a light brown appearance. But 1918 would have still had some in the dark and bright finish varieties. Obviously the circulated gold half sovereigns will last struck in 1915. Right, let's see what we've got next. Got a 1929, which is a bit on the bent side. 1949, 38, 47, 43. This is an old one. We battered George V. Can we see what the date is on that one? think I'll have to put that one down and have a closer look. It's a bit hard to check through the camera. 1932. $1947. 28. 1943. And the one that I dropped was 18. Well, it's in the 1840, so it's actually bigger. So this was the first portrait of Queen Victoria. So that one is not actually on the board, and this would have been made of copper. So where we're going to put this one, I'll have to put it up the top end. I'll quickly add the coins to the board and then we'll come back. I've turned the light on. That one I couldn't read is actually a 1929, but we did have two of those. It's starting to get a bit dark outside and it's still early doors. I've got a few here. That's 1946. 1943, another 46, 1904, put that straight down actually, because I know we need that one. 1945, another George V, 1933, not a penny, that would have been nice. 1951, 1950, 1930, Edward, so it's got to be between, is it 1909? It's got to be 1909. Looks like 1989 through this camera. '52, 25, another 1930. 1937, 52, 39, 41, 51, another 51, another 51, 39, and 41. Right, all down on the board, next little handful. Obviously 2 of these farthings used to equal 1 halfpenny, and four farthings used to equal 1 of the old style pennies. So kicking off this handful with a 1939, got a 1942, another 1930, Queen Victoria with a hole in it, mm, 1869, I'll put that one straight down. 41, 39, 43, 39 again, 41, 50, it's a dark one as well, 30, is that another 33? And 49. Let's see with that Queen Victoria one we did find. I'm just going to put that down on the side. Right, next handful. Looks like we're getting stacks of these rings. 51, 51. It's not really a good mix, is it? I think that's a contender. I think that's a contender for the sin bin. There we go. 27. I think we need a 27. Put that down. $41, 42, 45, 1912, Titanic year. Oh, there's a veiled head. Get the camera to focus. 1897. Yeah, between 1895 and 1901 would have been the veiled head. And that one has got a variation. As you can see, there's two 1895s because one has the veiled head portrait and the other one has the third portrait on. 1943, and I think the mintage is all the same. They've been mixed in. 1945, 28, 28. I've already got a 28, but I'll put that down anyway. 1950, 1947. 1910, so that would have been the last year of Edward the 7th, and it is a low minted year as well. And look at the state of this one. 47, you know where that's going. Probably do two more handfuls. 38, do I need? No, I've got 38. Lots of 51s. 41, 50, 19, 18. Again, there's variations on that one, which is probably the bright finish and the darkened finish. 42. Another 51, 43, 1914, so we need a 14. Another 1912. Those two 1912s look like a dark finish and the bright finish. 39, 42, 37. Come on, camera. 37. So get these down as well. Which brings us into the last handful. No Smithy bingo lines as yet. 41, 41, 42. This is the year we need. 19. 27. Oh, we already have one of those. Got another Victoria. 1865. Yeah, 1865. $1917. We need 1917 as well. 1943, 1945, 45, another 45, Victoria again, 1878, made in 1878, 39, 51, another 27, 42, and last one, 1943. So there we have it. Got 16 coins to go into the new album. Got a few Victorian ones to go into another album once I get those. I probably will be doing a few more of these hunts. I'll have to get some coins that obviously have the lower dates and probably a better camera as well that keeps focusing right. But I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, it's something a little bit different. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. Keep on hunting, enjoy yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.